Hello, I'm Carrie Kaiser with eLearning Services, and for today we're going to learn how I made this video. And first we're going to watch the short 2-minute video that we're going to be recreating. Hello, and welcome to SD 107, New Student Orientation. I'm your instructor, Carrie Kaiser, and we're going to take a quick look at the class in Canvas this semester, and then we'll look at the why of the course. Once you click on the course card on your Canvas dashboard, you'll be greeted by the course homepage. The top of the page will always show the most recent announcements, and the left-hand side is your course menu. From here you can access announcements, syllabus, the modules, discussions, and grades. The modules is where you'll be navigating the course, so let's go take a look there. First, there is some introduction information about the course, some information on how to use Canvas, as well as student resources on campus and online. And then each week is set up in a module. This will show you what is happening that week and what assignments you need to complete. It'll be important to keep up to date on assignments each week. Next, let's look at why you are taking New Student Orientation. This class is designed to help you be a successful college student. We will look at the importance of connections you make both on and off campus, as well as discussions about campus resources and policies, and look at the success strategies that will work for you. Here's a look at what first-year students have noted as their biggest worries or concerns as first-year students. During this class, we will discuss ways to help you with each of these issues. You'll have a team of people who will help you navigate this course and your time at college. You'll have your peer mentor in this class, you have an advisor, and you also have your faculty mentor. That concludes our introduction. We will meet in class later this week, and I look forward to an awesome semester with all of you. Now let's learn how I made this video. So we're going to use Snagit to record our webcam and screen. This will include recording the webcam at full screen as well as the talking head that you're seeing here. That's what I call these little picture-in-picture videos. We'll also look at how to record a demonstration within a Canvas course and look at recording a PowerPoint. We'll then share our videos to YouTube. That's the place where we want to be housing the videos, and it's also where we will be doing the closed captions, and then we will embed the video within Canvas for your students to be able to view. First, let's get started with planning the video. It is highly recommended to write a script. A script allows you to plan out your thoughts and keep you on track. It also makes the steps later when we do the closed captioning to be just a simple copy-paste. I wrote this script, and how I did that was just walk through the steps that I was going to cover in the video and type the script as I did it. Next, I opened the tools I'll be using during the recording. For this video, I have my Chrome browser open to Canvas, and I make sure to be in the class I'm demonstrating, and I make sure that I'm in Student View. This ensures that the screen will look like it does for the students, as well as ensures that I'm not showing any information in the video that's for instructor eyes only. Second, I open up the presentation that I'm going to be using. For this, it'll be PowerPoint. I don't put it in presentation mode yet, but I just have it open and ready. In the first part of the video, I want to record myself in a full screen webcam. This is just briefly while I introduce myself before we go into picture-in-picture. Let me demonstrate that process before we start making the video. You'll click on the Snagit icon. On a Mac, it's up here in the upper toolbar. It's a little S icon, and you can click on that to open it. On a Windows machine, it's typically a red S icon down in your applications or possibly on your toolbar menu at the bottom. From here, you'll want to make sure you're on video over here on the left, and then make sure that your record webcam is on. If you have multiple cameras, you can click here to select which camera you want to be using. You'll also want to make sure that your microphone is turned on so that you get your audio. Having the cursor on or the system audio just depends how you're doing the setting. For this one, since we're going to be demonstrating within Canvas, you'll also want to have your cursor on. So we'll go ahead here and click capture. And then you'll want to go to the top part of the screen and say full screen. Now notice it automatically puts me in picture. So if I click on this and I can go full screen webcam. Now sometimes after you hit record, it will jump you back into picture. So if that's the case, we'll go ahead and know where this setting is on our toolbar. I'm going to go ahead and click on record now. Notice the countdown comes on, and yes, it did jump me into the picture. So at this point, I would just get my toolbar. It had gone over onto my other screen. I'm going to just drag it over here. And I'm going to go ahead, click this, and go full screen webcam. At this point, I'll be able to get going on my script in the video. Because I was just demonstrating this to get started, I'll go ahead and click pause now and stop the recording. When you stop a recording within Snagit, it will automatically open up the Snagit editor. Always catches you in a very beautiful face photo. That was just a sample. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Now that we have our programs up, we know how to do the full screen webcam. I'm going to record myself recording myself. Then I'll demonstrate the few edits that need made. In my current setup, I'll have my script over on another screen, but you could also print it to have it in front of you. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to open Snagit. Make sure I'm on the video recording. Make sure I'm recording my microphone and my cursor. And I'll go ahead and click capture. Full screen, and click record. I'm going to make the feature so that I'm on my full webcam. And now I'm going to go ahead and start reading from my script. Hello and welcome to SD 107, New Student Orientation. I'm your instructor, Carrie Kaiser. Let me give you a quick tour of the class in Canvas, and then we'll talk about the why of this course. Now I'm going to shut off my webcam. And I'm going to go into the next part of my script where I explain what's on Canvas. Once you click on the course card on your Canvas dashboard, you'll be greeted by the course homepage. The top of this page will show the most recent announcements. The left-hand side will be the course menu. You can access announcements, the syllabus, modules, discussions, and grades. The modules will be where you're navigating the course, so let's go look here. First, there will be some introduction information in the module, information about how to use Canvas, and then information on student resources. Then each week is set up in a module. This will show you what is happening that week and what assignments you need to complete. It'll be important to keep up on due dates with the assignments each week. At this point in the recording, I'm going to want to switch to my PowerPoint. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of pause here and I'll make my transition. This will be something that we will edit out at the end. So now I've got my presentation up. I'm going to go ahead and put it on slideshow. Now that we're in the slideshow, I'm going to continue on with the rest of my script. At this point, I actually want to have my webcam recording picture-in-picture so that I'm the little talking head in the corner. To do that, I'm going to go to my toolbar, and in the bottom, in the camera area, I'm going to click the bottom right, and then I can move this around, and I can also resize it. So I'm going to just grab the corner and make me just a bit smaller so I'm not taking up so much of the page. And then I'll go ahead and continue with my script. Next, let's look at the why you are taking the new student orientation. This class is designed to help you be a successful college student. We will look at the importance of connections that you make both on and off campus, as well as have discussions about campus resources and policies. and look at success strategies that will work for you. Here's a look at what our first-year students have noted as their biggest worries and concerns as first-year students. During this class, we'll discuss many ways to help with these issues. You have a team of people who will help you navigate this course and your time at college. You have a peer mentor in this class. You have your advisor, and you also have a faculty mentor. That concludes our introduction. We'll meet in class later this week, and I look forward to having a great semester with you. All right, that's the done, and I'm gonna go ahead on my toolbar. I'm gonna click stop. That'll launch us into the editor. Now we're in the Snagit editor. We will now go through and edit out all of those transitions. In Snagit editor, you have this toolbar here at the bottom. Notice our starting here, we've got about a 3-minute 44-second video, but we're gonna go in and transition and cut out our transitions of the beginning where we were getting ready and in between when we switched from webcam to PowerPoint or to Canvas. So I'm gonna go ahead and click play here. You'll notice this is where we were getting set up.
The features so that I'm on my full webcam. And now I'm going to go ahead and start reading from my script.
So here I'm going to pause, and that first part we just didn't need to have in there. So on this little cursor, I'm going to click this little green side and pull it back. And notice it gives me the option to cut that, and I'm going to cut it. Okay, now let's see how that works after that transition.
Hello and welcome to SD 107, New Student Orientation. I'm your instructor, Carrie Kaiser. Let me give you a quick tour of the class in Canvas, and then we'll talk about the why of this course.
So I'm going to go ahead and pause it there because I know that's where I'm going to start my transition. I'm going to click on this, and it looks like at 14:14 is where I want to make that cut. So I'm actually on a piece of paper going to jot down 14:14. And now I'm going to find where I start talking
shut off
for Canvas.
Go into the next part of my script where I explain what's on Canvas.
All right, so it looks like right about there is where I start talking about it. So I'm going to pull this green side of the cursor back to that 14:14. As close as I can get to that 14:14. I'm going to click cut. Now I'm going to move my cursor back a little so you can see how that transition now looks.
Once you click on the course card on your Canvas dashboard, you'll be greeted by...
So notice that transition now is pretty smooth.
A quick tour of the class in Canvas, and then we'll talk about the why of this course. Once you click on the course card on your Canvas dashboard, you'll be greeted by the course homepage.
Okay, I'm going to continue listening through this for any errors or anything I wanted to edit out, but what I'm looking for is when I'm done with the Canvas part, I'm going to be doing the transition because that's probably my next edit.
The top of the page will show the most recent announcements. The left-hand side will be the course menu. You can access announcements, the syllabus, modules, discussions, and grades. The modules will be where you're navigating the course, so let's go look here. First, there will be some introduction information in the module, information about how to use Canvas, and then information on student resources. Then each week is set up in a module. This will show you what is happening that week and what assignments you need to complete. It'll be important to keep up on due dates with the assignments each week. At this point in the recording,
Okay, so that's where, before that, when I say that last little bit, that's where we're going to end up cutting to. So I'm going to go back and get the time on that.
At this point in the recording,
need to go back just a little further.
It'll be important to keep up on due dates with the assignments each week.
All right, so that's where I'm going to switch to the next part. So I'm going to jot down this time here, which is 1:03:21. And all I'm doing to get that number is just click on that cursor, So I'm going to jot down on my little piece of paper my 10321. Okay, and now we're going to listen until we get to the transition area. I'm actually going to pull the cursor a little forward because I know we had a longer transition where I was explaining and getting my PowerPoint into presentation mode and getting my webcam up, so I know we don't need all of that in there. So I'm just dragging this forward with my mouse and click down on it. Now we're getting close to it, so I'm going to go ahead and play here.
And don't worry about your transitions, we can go ahead and edit those out later.
Which that's what we're doing right now, is editing those out.
Now I'm going to continue on in my script.
Okay, so here now is where I'm going to pull back to that 10321. So again, I'm going to grab that part of my cursor, pull back to that 10321. Oh, I was right on it. There we go, and I'm going to click cut. Now I'm going to pull this back and you guys can see how nice that transition is now.
It'll be important to keep up on due dates with the assignments each week. Next, let's look at the why we are taking the new student orientation.
All right, so I paused it here. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of pull it forward because I know my next transition is going to be at the end of my PowerPoint. So I can wait till I get to that last slide. Now I'm going to go ahead and click play.
For introduction, we'll meet in class later this week, and I look forward to an awesome semester with all of you.
And I'm going to hit pause, and now that last little bit we can cut out. So I'm going to grab the right side here, pull it, cut, and we end up with a video that's 1:58 this time. When I did it the first time for the sample, it was right at 2 minutes, so that's probably pretty close. All right, so our next step here will be sharing this to YouTube so that we can add our captions and go ahead and get it ready for Canvas. A couple things to note when you're ready to share is that you want to make sure that you're on the correct YouTube account that you want to be using. On a Mac, you actually, to do your preferences for share, you have Snagit Editor open, you hit Snagit Preferences, and then there's a share icon here. Make sure that for YouTube, you're on the account that you want to be shared to, okay? On a Windows machine, when you hit share up here, when you go to YouTube, you'll actually have a spot that says account, and you can make sure you're in the correct account there. Once you're in the correct account, and usually you only have to do that the first time you set up, is to come up here to the share up in the upper right and say YouTube. It's going to prepare your video, and it'll give you a toolbar here in just a second. All right, it's going to pop up this share to YouTube box where you can give it a title. This is where you can title what your video will be called in YouTube. I'm going to call this one How to Make This Video. You can give it a description, it's not required. And this window may look a little different on a Windows machine, but the biggest things to do is make sure that you get a title in here and to make sure that it is an unlisted video. Now we can change that once we're in YouTube, but it's best practice to have it listed as unlisted here. What that means, if it was public, people would be able to go out and search for your video on YouTube. And if it was private, you'd always have to be giving permission to specific email addresses for your students to be able to view it. Unlisted means that they need to have the exact URL to be able to view the video. So we want to do unlisted. Then go ahead and click upload. All right, so once you've gotten your video shared, when you leave the Snagit editor, a lot of times it'll let you copy the link to go directly to it. In this case, I'm going to show it like we were just coming into YouTube on its own. Now, please note that I am demonstrating YouTube Live, so you get all sorts of great videos just popping up there. You can go ahead and click over on the left, assuming you're signed into your account. Make sure up here in the upper right. Come over and go to Your Videos, and this will take you into what's called YouTube Creator Studio. our YouTube Studio. And from here, you're on the left. You're going to make sure that you're under your content, or sometimes it's called My Videos. Notice right here is that very first video. And now we're going to go in and make any edits to the information about it that we want to, as well as add in our subtitles or closed captions. So if I click right on that, now here's where I can change the name of it if I want. I can add a description. Maybe this is where you want to say what class this is for, whatever. You can also change the thumbnail of your video. YouTube automatically picks a few images from it. Sometimes it can catch your face in a really weird spot, so I'm going to go ahead and just click one that was from our PowerPoint. This over here on the right is definitely where you want to confirm that you're on that unlisted. And then right here, see where it says subtitles? We've got subtitles right here as well as over here, and then we'll take you to the same spot. So I'm going to go ahead and click on subtitles. This will open up our subtitle window. What I'm going to do is actually click this type manually. And then right here I can do this edit as text. I'm going to click on that. And now this is where having that script from the beginning was really important. So I'm going to open up that Word file. You remember that script we looked at right at the beginning. And this is what I read off of when I was doing the recording. I'm going to go ahead and copy that. And I'm just going to come in here and hit paste. So this is what I said during that video. It's all punctuated and ready to go. And I'm going to hit done. Okay. One other feature you might see on YouTube is it'll say this is made for kids or no, this is not made for kids. Since these are for college classes, make sure you're putting that no, it's not made for kids. If you have it made for kids, it can actually be, it's more reviewed by YouTube and checked for content. So go ahead and leave it as that no, it's not made for kids. Sometimes it'll automatically save your changes, but if not, go ahead and hit save here. Now for the subtitles, it can take up to twice the length of your video for the subtitles timings to be set. So it won't happen instantly, but here, for a 2-minute video, here in the next 4 to 5 minutes, the closed captions should be there. And if I click on that subtitles over here, or on the other spot, you'll see right now it's telling us it's generating timings. So we just need to wait that couple minutes and you'll be able to see that they're there. I am going to go ahead and just step away for just a second and we'll wait for those closed captions to show here so that I can show you that they do set their own timings. Now, you could continue on to the next step of putting this in Canvas before those are all the way published, but just for the sake of the video, we're going to go ahead here and just wait for this to become published. And in the magic of computer and the cloud, it looks like it is already published here and it hasn't even been 2 minutes since it was in. So what we're going to do is let's just go check those out. So I'm going to click on the icon here.
Hello and welcome to SD 107.
And you'll notice I have my closed captions on, and you'll notice that the timings are all set.
Orientation. I'm your instructor, Carrie Kaiser. Let me give you a quick tour of the class in Canvas, and then we'll talk about the why of this course.
So I do encourage everyone to always watch through their video and check their closed captions. YouTube does a great job of getting those in there. I'm going to show you here. I'm back on my window where we had it, and I'm going to click edit on the subtitles, and you can see it's actually gone through and set all those timings for us. Now, if there was something you did change in your, you stayed on script most of it, but maybe some spot you realized that you said something a little different, you can come in here and edit it as well. So let's say in this part I said you greeted by the course homepage. Maybe I just said home. I can just go in and edit that, hit publish, and it's all there. Okay, that ends what we need to do here in YouTube besides grabbing our URL. So I'm going to go ahead and get in my class in Canvas to where I want this video housed, and we will look at how to do that. Okay, so I'm in my Canvas class and I know where I want that video to live here in this module. And so on the module, I'm going to zoom in here so that you can see a little better. So on the module, I can go ahead and click on this little plus sign. And then from here, I can say I'm going to build a page of content, create a page, and I'm going to give it some information. Go ahead and tell it to add that item. Canvas will always put it at the bottom of your module. Go ahead and click on it and say edit. Now I'm going to go back to my YouTube tab where I had my video. And you notice on this, there's a little spot here that says share. If I click that share icon, it gives me the URL. I'm going to hit copy. Another spot you can get that from is if you're actually in your content editor right here. As you're hovering over the video, you can click on the little kebab icon and then click the Get Shareable link. All of those ways give you the same URL, just several different ways to grab it. Okay, back to Canvas. Now what you need to do is just paste that URL in here, hit enter. And you can also give some information. The nice thing about building a page is you can type some information to your students. You can type as much or as little as you would like. Scroll down to the bottom and click Save. I'm going to zoom out just a little so we can see it a little better. I'm going to go ahead here and click Student View. And you can see your students then will see this, be able to click on that and start playing the video.
Hello and welcome to SD107.
They can turn on the closed captions.
I'm your instructor, Carrie Pipe.
And view it right here in Canvas. And that's how I made this video. Let's summarize our steps we just did before we wrap up this tutorial. First, I wrote a script. I know this step seems daunting and even unnecessary to some. You don't write a script when you're teaching in person. Why would you write a script for a video? Well, a video is different. You only have their attention for a short time. So you need to stay on topic. Additionally, having that script makes doing the closed captions a simple copy-paste process. Next, set up your presentation before hitting record. Have the programs open that you want to demo. If you're using Canvas, make sure it's in student preview mode. Have your PowerPoint up and ready. Just be prepared. Know your webcam. Learn if you like using the picture-in-picture. Studies have shown that students prefer being able to see their instructor during these videos. If you are comfortable with it, maybe give it a try. Also, if you're switching from full screen to no video, make sure you know where those controls are located. Once you're set up, it's time to record. Don't worry about the transitions and stumbles, you can edit those out. After the recording is done, it's time to edit. Use that tip of jotting down the times to cut to and from on a piece of paper and just work your way through your video. Share the video to YouTube. It's just one click. Don't forget that your LC Mail account is a Google account, so you already have a YouTube account. And since you wrote that script, your closed captions are a simple copy-paste. That's it. Then you link your video to your class on a Canvas page, and your work here is done. And that's how I made the video. Cheers! I'm going to go ahead and leave student view. Go back to the modules. And then if you want this item somewhere else in your module, you can just use the dominoes, click and drag to where you want it to go.